r/ask Reddit. What's the weirdest compliment you've ever been given? You remind me of a swan. Large, white and a psychopathic attitude? Random stranger while I was on a run. Nice neck. I'm not saying I believe in vampires, but I made sure my windows were all locked at night. If you don't invite a vampire in, they can't enter, right? The very same reason you shouldn't have a welcome mat. A teacher in high school told me several times that I had a perfectly shaped head. Freshman year phrenology class. Good times. I truly cannot believe this is my most upvoted comment, and it's not even close. Thanks for the karma and gilding though. You have the most Baltic forehead slope I've ever seen. Compared to your clearly inferior classmate Andrew with his borderline illegal cranium. It's no wonder you're getting scholarships while he has nothing to do but plan for his eventual incarceration. You look like you're good with your elbows, said by a 50-plus-year-old man biking by. He then swung back around telling me I should try out for the local roller derby team. This sounds like a dad directing women to his newly out daughter's roller derby team. My baby girl is gonna be drowning in kitten if I have anything to say about it. I want to see this sitcom. Dad being embarrassingly over-accepting after his daughter comes out in the first episode, while mom and siblings other relatives don't really care, actually, might work better as a slice of life anime. A coworker once told me that I was a cross between Han Solo and Dr. Bunsen Honeydew from the Muppets. This was in 1998 and I still can't stop thinking about it. Was that supposed to be a compliment? An insult? The worst part is that he was pretty accurate, actually. Not gonna lie, if someone told me I looked like a cross between Han Solo and Dr. Honeydew, I'd be so proud. Well, I would at least take the Han Solo part as a compliment. You're so sexy, you reminded me of my mum. Hamlet has joined the chat. Alabama says hi. During an internal ultrasound I once got told I have beautiful fallopian tubes. I've been riding that high for years. During pelvic floor PT they have the ultrasound on so you can see that you're doing the exercises correctly. When you do it correctly your cervix curls up a bit and looks like it's smiling. My PT said, look at that happy little cervix. Now whenever I do my Kegels, I picture my smiling little cervix, comma. You are so tan. How did you get so tan? I'm Indian. Reminds me of when then Italian PM Silvio Berlusconi once complimented an African priest on his tan after visiting an earthquake-struck town. You look ominous. Semicolon the mailman said to me while I sat on the curb reading Time magazine waiting outside my apartment for the mail to arrive. A lot of people try very hard to look ominous and can't do it. I was a pale 6 foot tall, 130 pound white guy in a t-shirt and shorts. People need to try harder. It's the Time magazine hole waiting for the mailman. You could have been the Reaper subtly telling him his time was up. Someone told me my eyes were upside down. Not sure what the means or if it was even a compliment. They seemed friendly. This one made me laugh. What does it mean? No one knows what it means but it's provocative. You look comfortable. Not as in I looked relaxed. She meant I looked comfortable to rest, lean or lay on. At first I asked if she was politely saying I was fat. She explained that I had a look about me of being someone who would comfortable to cuddle with and not hog space or covers. I took it as a compliment. I hope it was. This was a stranger I was having a conversation with during the morning train commute maybe 3 years ago. Came from out of the blue, as well. Did you get her number? Nope. I'm kinda dumb like that. I was too busy analyzing the comment to act on anything. With the right makeup you'd make a really good looking girl. I'm a guy BTW. You could be a part-time model. I've been told that I have exceptionally smooth balls, like 2 hard-boiled eggs in a balloon full of downy fabric softener. Gee, thanks doc. But anyway, you were checking for lumps, right? I went to my 25th high school reunion and a woman I knew then didn't recognize me. When I told her my name she said, oh my gosh, you're so handsome now. Goddamn, that happened to me too. The most popular girl in my class, she took a good long look and said, Pastor, is that you? But not in a bleachy way, more in a dumb way. We ended up having a really cool convo. That in like a piece of furniture. Don't do much but you notice when I am not there. Because you're so fucking great. One evening about 12 years ago I was on a bus headed down to the financial district in NYC. I can't remember why we were on a bus instead of taking the subway, as I rarely took buses over the subway. Anyway, there wasn't many people in the bus and every passenger was able to sit in a seat. Directly across from where I was sitting was an elderly Asian woman. She sat there smiling at me for a couple minutes. I wasn't sure if she was smiling at me or just in my direction, so I just smiled back at her. When we reached her stop, she came up to me and said, "You are even more beautiful than Meryl Streep." I was so flattered but also tickled. Meryl Streep is a good 35 years older than me. I never thought of her as a beautiful woman, but that didn't matter because someone did, and they thought I was beautiful too. Meryl Streep was young once and she was a cutie. The pizza who pierced my ears back in August told me my ears were perfect and to call her if anyone said otherwise and she would fight them for me. I bet she says that to all the ears. Every time I see her, my gynecologist always says, "You have such a cute little cervix." I've had a BF blushingly tell me I have a really cute butthole. Don't make it weird. So I got that going for me. My gynecologist once told me, "Beautiful cervix." When I stared at her confused, she quickly clarified with "healthy." I'm old and heavy set, but play racquetball and ride a bike. During a visit to my doctor, she told me to drop my trousers and lean on the exam table and she would send in the nurse to give me a shot. The nurse came in, grabbed a butt cheek and said, "Ooh, looks like someone's been doing their Pilates." No one has ever said anything nice about my butt before. I blushed. Whoa, you're stronger than my dad. My GF. The first time I picked her up. That's not weird, dude. My father used to pick me up every time in a fun way and now I miss it. So it may be like that. My world changed forever the day I realized that I could pick up my dad. When I went to the doctor they were training a nurse. They were about to draw my blood and the older one poked at my veins. She said I had nice bouncy veins. So they're easy to see and draw blood from. Bouncy veins are awesome. If you're in the medical field you would know. I have very vascular forearms and I feel so tickled every time nurses look at my arm and go, "Ooh, nice veins." It's like I'm helping them have an easier part of their day without having to really do anything. I even had a couple of nurses playfully argue who would get to poke me when I was giving blood. Your eyes alone are worth 2,000 camels for your hand in marriage. Vacation to Egypt. That's an elite level of compliment. Went on a blind date with this guy who's a friend of a friend. He spent the night mostly talking about how nice my top made my boobs look. Yeah, that was the first and last time I saw him. Can't say that I blame you. Who wants to date someone who's that into fashion? It's funny you said that, because I'm a fashion designer. My spidey senses told me that he just wanted me to keep abreast of his arousal. It took me a couple decades to realize guys like you are the best. Damn girl, you ain't just the meal, yous the whole damn buffet. Did they mean that you'd been roughly touched and fingered by a busload of Chinese tourists? I'm petite, so there was one time somebody told me that I must be easy to maneuver. Not sure if that is a compliment. Run. I speed walked from the scene immediately afterwards, so hopefully that'll do. You look like an anime character. Whoa, thanks. That's a great compliment. Yep, like that show Hellsing, with all the vampires. Well, the vampires were pretty too, including Dracula. Your butt is really toned, like buns of steel, bro. That was from my older cousin a few years ago when she randomly slapped my ass thinking I was her boyfriend walking out of the kitchen. Still kinda creeps me out. She did apologize after she realized her mistake, but her compliment right after made it way weirder. So, I've never done that to a relative, but I have been so shocked by someone that I just blurted out my thought. I was talking with an old friend at her job and she introduced me to her new coworker. This girl was drop dead gorgeous. Honestly, one of the most stunning people that I've ever seen. She was like a walking piece of art. So, my coworker introduces me and all I can say is wow. Oh my gosh, you're so beautiful. She gave me a weird look, said thanks, and excused herself shortly thereafter. I'm a totally straight woman, too, but sometimes something just shocks you enough your brain shuts down for a reboot and you're left on your own. A woman I was talking to in my dad's shop thought I was not me but my sister. When I tried to correct her that I am me, She told me no you are not. Insta my name is fat and has short hair. She is not beautiful like you. Like, WTF lady. Your handwriting looks just like my brother-in-law's. What the hell am I supposed to do with that information? Identity theft, maybe? You know the definition of the word wholesome? You are my new definition for that. Something along those lines. Kind of weird, but man did it feel good to get it. I couldn't stop smiling. Mine's that I look like a Tim Burton character. At least, I thought it was a compliment because I like Tim Burton's work. But now that I think, all of his characters are undead. Well, I think this may have been intended as an insult since I was curvier back then, but some guy told me I was built for comfort not speed. Given that I would prefer a guy to be comfortable ducking me rather him be quick, I decided to take it as a compliment instead. Whoa, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content, bruh. It's free and that's a great price.